Use the code CHICKEN in the shop.
Hey guys, the Chickens here, back to another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, we finally made it! We finally made it up into Diamond. Oh my god, what a horrendous, horrible push. God, the season has just been kicking the chickens' butt, but we made it into Diamond, thankfully. I'm going to show you guys what we did to get there and go over the next tips and tricks and all that good stuff. So if you guys haven't already, I appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to use that code CHICKEN in the shop. Does expire every 7 days or so appreciate it, guys, if you do throw that in there. And you want to win any of the cool Supercell merch behind me. Whoa, all back here on the shelf that you can't even really see when I bend over like that. Just become a member of the channel, and as soon as you become a member, you got to click on like the channel page, go to the membership tab. There's 3 different tiers. The higher the tier, the more entries you get into the giveaways, how I do it. And there's a video that explains everything that you guys have to do. But you essentially just join and you're automatically entered to win something cool every month. I don't know what we're giving away for this month. We haven't announced it just yet. But we'll probably let you know in the next week or so. So, that being said, let's get into it. So, this is a base that I got from Bradders. So, I want to give a shout out to him. But I actually modified it a little bit. It initially had 5 engines over here, but I moved another one over there. And I swapped a couple things around just to make it a little bit more awkward, and it seemed to work a little bit. And also we switched back to heavy choppers and rocket choppers. That was the move. Bombers, they're just too slow. But the good news is, guys, I matched a 7 earlier today, and he was fairly early to 7, but the deck on 70R, absolutely smoked him. Like, with bombardiers, we got like 230. So if you've been following along, our day will come. We've just got to get there. So, yeah, once we get to the end of the season and get all the tech, then we'll be in good shape. But for now, I want to show you guys what has been working at 6 engines. Now, keep in mind, I don't have shock launchers, don't have green mines, I don't have the shock blaster. So we are a little bit light on the defense. I think our only saving grace is the maxed rockets. But yeah, the mine bases are tough for bombardiers. The compact bases are almost impossible for heavy chopper, rocket chopper. So thankfully, with a few different troop units at our disposal, we're able to really, just kind of, use what the base is giving us, and that kind of thing. So let's go over first. What did we use down here? Let's see. This was a heavy chopper, rocket chopper one, I do believe. So we don't need to look at that, because I got a better one that I'll show you guys. Let's see, what is this one? This one was what? Doodlers, maybe? I do want to show at least one doodler hit. Okay, perfect. So this is the bomber hit. Now, I've found with bombardiers, now keep in mind, this is not possible without building health and troop health. If you don't have, I'd honestly say both of those things at this point at 6CR, don't even push. Don't put yourself through the stress. Just wait till you get them, unlock it, max them out, or at least get them to 90%, and then do your push from there. Because this did not work until I got troop health. So yeah, let's go. I guess we forgot to go over the tech, but I showed you the base. We're going over the attacks. Take a while, so we'll go over the attacks, then the tech. So yeah, here it is. So what I like to do with the bomber hit is 4-4, like I said, to keep everything lasting. And I always look at, especially these bases are very common. This is very similar to the one I'm running right now too. There's typically a nice spot where you can throw your artillery in and get some pretty decent value. Try to get a shock launcher and a boom cannon, or essentially a boom cannon and something else, whatever they've got them stacked together. This one would have been nice because there's a boom cannon, flamethrower, and machine gun we could have taken down. But usually, if there is a shock launcher and a boom cannon, then that's definitely number 1. So that's what we went with for this one. So, yeah. So it's fairly straightforward. Now, what I was doing earlier was I was going around the world and then coming back. The only problem with that is with level 1 heavies, they die very quickly to all the splash damage. So even a flamethrower, like a single flamethrower, will take them out. That's even with the troop health. Troop health definitely helps them last a little bit longer, which is why the attacks move better. But yeah, keep that in mind, that if you are going to do an around the world thing, you like it's almost better to go into the hardest part of the base first while you're still generating heavies, because as soon as you don't have those heavies, the heavy choppers, they just melt. So yeah, that's why Kavan is nice too, because you can constantly bring those back up. And I did find as soon as I got the troop health, without the troop health, doing this kind of attack, going into the hardest part first, almost always fizzle. Or you'd maybe get all these engines down and then fizzle. But it was very, very difficult to do and did not happen very often. But and if you're using heavy chopper, rocket chopper against these kinds of bases, don't just throw them in like this. They don't work that way. You have to wrap them around. You absolutely have to. At least in my experience, I couldn't get them to work just coming down from this angle. But we'll get into HCRC in a second. So we clear out all this stuff, which is nice because then we can kind of just fly through. The way you want to look at these bases, especially with bombardiers or even with HCRC, is how many defenses can I skip? How many are not in like the path of like least resistance to getting all of the engine rooms? So yeah, then we come around the corner here, and just with this stupid gap deck, I really, really, really don't like this deck. Having this deck with no heavies and no shocks is not a good idea, especially when they throw critter launchers in the mix as well. I just feel like that's poor, really poor deck design. Yes, it's a cool deck because it's new, but it's just not functional at all. The attacks take way too long. All these attacks take almost, the entire battle time to complete, which is very annoying. Anyways, I could go on. That'll save that for the end of the season. So there's the heavy chopper bombardier hit. Now let's go over heavy chopper, rocket chopper. This is one of my better hits, and this was a tough base for them. I was struggling against these bases. This guy had the building health, he had the troop health. Those are my boosts. So on this base, like I said, with the HCRC going around the left, that seemed to be the sweet spot. That seemed to be where we could actually, get some work done, or get through the base rather. And again, all these defenses, we can just skip them. We don't need to see them. Now, this one started off a little rough. I did not get the perfect flare in. And you can see right here, I almost flubbed the attack. This is my boss fight. This is like my 7th boss fight to Diamond today. I almost flubbed the attack because one of the rocket choppers started to move towards the sniper tower. Right, I guess after that rocket launcher. Now, how he went there, I guess he was technically closer, but man, that was close. Versus not going here or here, kind of blew my mind. But anyway, so the idea is keep them all together, keep them on one side. I did finally realize that he was over here and about to die. Although he might have been able to kill that sniper, I'm not sure. So put in 2 times speed here. So it's just about, that reflare is also scary. I thought I was going to lose some troops. It's just about keeping them, the spacing. With the heavy chopper, rocket chopper, it's all about spacing. Yeah, and then flaring to the boom cannon, letting them take out this stuff. You see I was medkitting there for the rocket launchers, just because they were starting to cause us some problems. So this is where it gets tricky. Now you see right here, there was a boom cannon in front of this engine. I took that one down, because this kind of transition part where they go over the deck, that's where you can lose rocket choppers super easily, because they'll peek out in front of the heavy choppers. Sometimes they'll slide around. They love to move in stupid places. So that was the idea, to take down that boom cannon. It just allowed us to move across the deck freely without losing any rocket choppers. So what I did here, this is where it got kind of tricky, because I didn't want to reflare them, because there was so much stuff in range. I was like, I'm definitely going to lose a rocket chopper if I reflare, so I don't think that I can. So what we did instead was I just allowed them to free clear, and the heavy choppers kind of stayed in the right path. They were somewhat in front still. And then from here, this is where we go to flare them. Because once all this stuff is out of the way, I know that the big fat yellow bus, he's going to block pretty well all this stuff down here, at least for as long as we need him to, until he spits out a bunch of heavies. But there also wasn't a ton of splash damage there, so those heavies were going to last, a decent amount of time. So then we just went for it. We just flared. And I almost had enough artillery to take down that boom cannon, just one shy, unfortunately. So we're losing rocket choppers there, but we definitely have enough to finish it out, and voila, there was our diamond push. So very frustrating because earlier today, maybe 12 hours before this, I was at 20.79. I got to tell you the story. 20.79. I lost that match. Sorry, back it up. So I won at 20.65 on a win streak. So I was like, oh, this is it. And instead of getting 15 stars, I got 14 stars. So that put us at 20.79. Then we lost that next one to a diamond player, which I wasn't too upset about. I was like, okay, because typically what happens is when you get that close, you lose that match, and then you go back, 6 stars, and then you win the next one. So I was like, okay, that was just a warm-up one. We'll win the next one. So we go into the next one. I'm at 20.70 stars, so 10 stars would have still got us diamond. Attack goes great. I finished 51 seconds. He beats me 52 seconds, even by 1 second. So I had that was how the day started, 12 hours ago, and there's been, 6 or 7 boss fights since then. So very frustrating to lose by, 1 star and then by 1 second. That that was painful, but we made it back, and it's for moments like these that, it's all worth it. We still got a long way to go. The season is far from over, and we're not even in the top 500 right now, so we got a lot of work left, but at least made some progress today, which was good. That's all we needed. So hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know where you're at down below in the comments, and we'll catch you the next one, guys. Check it out. Back.